It's super soft. It's tender. The sauce is generous. It's amped in natural umami, all from that abalone. When it comes to fresh seafood, there's nothing better than what's close to our shores. Blacklip abalone braised with pork ribs and mushrooms, doused in a thick umami gravy made from cooked abalone juices. It's a recipe that truly benefits from good quality abalone. This beauty here is a blacklip abalone from Flinders Island, which is 35 kilometers off the southern coast of Australia, God's country. To make this recipe possible, Eyrewoolf Abalone, which is a family-run business, they have to hand-pick the blacklip abalone, shuck it, fully bleed it, and chill it all at sea before individually quick freezing it to lock in all its freshness. There's a lot of work there. And I can't express how much I appreciate this hard work. So to have this Eyrewoolf abalone in my hands today is a true privilege. Let's put the E's in Vietnamese. To prepare the abalone, we're going to need to clean it. You can see here with the abalone, there's lots of little natural impurities around it, and that's really easy to get rid of. I'll show you how. Straight in with some salt, lots of salt, and don't worry, it's not going to be too salty because we will be washing it off. Lovely, lots of salt there, and really agitate it now and really work it. The salt is going to act as like an abrasive to remove all that grittiness and also remove some of that natural sliminess you get from abalone. Beautiful. Now as you can see also, it's quite soft. So I've defrosted this in the fridge overnight. Just allow it to slowly defrost. Don't be tempted to pop it in hot water. That will shock the abalone and it will actually cause it to be a bit tough when you cook it. So take your time here and really brush it really well. If you want to use a toothbrush to get into the nooks and crannies, you can too. But as long as you get rid of most of it, that'll be fine. You can see all that salt's getting all black. That's when you know you're doing a really good job. All right, this is starting to look really good now. I've really taken my time with it. Be patient. I've been doing this for almost about 5 minutes now. Let's head it over to the sink and give it an old rinse. All right, so nice and well rinsed. You can see there, these puppies are looking $1,000,000. I'm going to quickly dry my hands, clean the table, because there's one more important step before we pop it in the pressure cooker. And that's to remove its beak. The abalone mouth is right underneath here, okay? So it's more on the flatter end as opposed to the pointier end. So that's it there. All you have to do is just make a triangular cut and that will remove its beak. Lovely, okay? Make sure you feel for it. You'll know when you've accidentally left a bit of the beak behind because it's quite hard. No, that's perfect. All right, let's just pop that to the side. And we're gonna now start to build a bed of flavor for our abalone. I'm gonna start off with pork ribs. Now, abalone loves fat, particularly pork fat. With abalone, it has lots of flavor. So when we're using pork fat, that flavor will intertwine with the natural fat in the pork, giving your dish a bit more extra flavor. So that's why we want to use pork fat. So I've just got some ribs here. You can use American ribs. Any sort of pork ribs will be just fine. Enoki mushrooms. I know, this might sound weird. Enoki mushrooms in the pressure cooker? That's strange, Duncan. It's actually a winner. Trust me on this one. The texture of mushrooms get better the more and more you cook with them. All right, so what you'll notice later, these mushrooms, they won't break down. They will stay nice and firm. So I'm just gonna put them in chunks, again, just to build a bed for the abalone itself. Lovely. And they'll also absorb lots of the flavor from the abalone too. So we've got 2 ingredients in there that are just gonna suck up all that flavour. Lovely, okay. Some ginger, abalone and ginger and pork, classic combination. Spring onions, just scatter them. Coriander stalks, what else would you use them for? Perfect flavour here. You can see here, there is a nice bed happening now. So let's get to seasoning. Sea salt, touch of sugar, and some anchovy salt. That's enough. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna add some water in there now. Just a touch. Okay, you don't want to add too much because we are cooking this in a pressure cooker. You're not going to lose pretty much any liquid at all. So just a little bit of water just to get it started. In with the abalone. So we're going to pop this straight into the pressure cooker. Now, if you don't have a pressure cooker at home, you can do this in a deep casserole pot, a cast iron pot or something like that, but it will take about 4 to 5 hours or until tender. But also keep an eye on the water levels. You might have to keep adding it as you are going because the water will evaporate touch. And finally, very, very, very low heat. Okay, we'll let that go. Once done, we will remove the abalone, strain the liquid, and this is the magic. We're gonna thicken it into a beautiful umami sauce. We're also gonna have to boil some bok choy. We've got our abalone here, beautifully soft and tender. The pork is just landsliding off the bone. Enoki mushrooms, nice and flavoursome, but we need to turn this liquid gold into a thick umami sauce. So to do that, I'm gonna get some oil in a pan. Just a little bit. Oil in, you guys know by now, garlic in, okay? Just so it doesn't burn. So we'll cook that until that gets fragrant. Garlic is golden. Stop it from burning. Add your liquid. Perfect. Okay. Bit of oyster sauce for more umami. Lovely. Touch of salt, not too much because you get a little natural saltiness from the sea salt itself. Sugar for sweetness. And then we're just gonna allow that to get to the boil. We're gonna reduce it a touch, not too much, because otherwise it will get a bit too salty. But to get our required thickness, we're gonna make a little bit of a cornstarch or potato starch slurry. You can use whichever interchangeably, they both work as well as each other. So give that a quick mix. So while that's reducing, that'll probably be at least about five minutes or so. We're gonna slice up the abalone and then warm our bok choy through the sauce as well and plate up and we're ready to go. There you have it. Looks pretty good, but wait, there's more. The sauce is nice and thick, so we're going to generously dress that over our abalone. If you really want it to be rich, creamy and unctuous, you can even add a knob of butter into this and get it super decadent. But I like it like this, keeping it nice and naturally tasty. And the rest of the sauce, we're just gonna pour around, okay? Lovely. All that pork, all that enoki mushrooms, we're gonna bring them back to life with this delicious sauce. And if you have any leftover sauce, you can even store it in the fridge. Add it to your favorite seafood stir fries, noodle stir fries, whatever it is. There we are. More sauce, more sauce, more sauce, as my son would say. All right, that's looking gorgeous. Sesame oil, just a touch, all the way around. I missed a spot. I missed a spot. Duncan, you missed a spot. All right, I just saw there's an area that's screaming, sauce me, sauce me. There we are. Now that's good. White pepper. Just a touch, just a touch. And there you have it. My braised abalone and mushrooms made with Eyrewoolf Abalone's specialised IQF blacklip abalone. Let's give it a whirl. Stem rice, of course. Straight in with a piece of abalone. We'll go straight into the middle. Look at that. Get more of that sauce. Oh, get more sauce. More sauce. Look at that. Wow. I am barely chewing. Wow. That abalone is redonk. It's ridiculous. Wow, that's 45 minutes well spent. It's super soft. It's tender. The sauce is generous. It's amped in natural umami, all from that abalone. On a bed with pork ribs, which I'll gnaw later on, and beautiful succulent enoki mushrooms. If you're an abalone fan like myself, or would like to try Eyrewoolf Abalone's Eyrewoolf blacklip abalone, I'll pop a link to their website below. You can grab some for yourself, but be quick, as they are usually very limited in their batches. Go on, you know this by now. You should be reciting this by now. Do yourself a favor for flavor. Oh.